So it's me again. We're picking up where we left off yesterday with the Mind Robber. So next in the series is the Invasion. So this is the one that I was mentioning earlier, that it's 8 episodes long. 2 of them have been lost, parts 1 and 4. Although, for the case of this one, parts 1 and 4 were actually animated, because even though the episodes themselves have been lost, there are audio copies of every single missing episode, because back in the day people used to record them off air. So they were able to reconstruct the episodes from that, and then use the animation and use the existing episodes to get the source material from, because I don't believe there's actually much of anything, even stills, left over from the first 2. And Lexi is looking for attention again. Hey, Lex. It's almost a mandatory Lexi shot in every video. So, on to the next one. Seeds of Death. I believe this is one of the few Troutons that was completely intact when the archive was inventoried in, I believe it was 1978, when they realized how bad the situation with missing episodes were. This one, fairly decent restoration. So, now we're on to Jon Pertwee, the Third Doctor. Now, while all of his stories are intact, the quality is highly varied because they come from different sources. A handful of them, primarily the later stories, still have the original masters, or at least close duplicates of the original masters, although many of them are, even though every episode was made in color, a few of them are only available in black and white. Some were half color, half black and white. Some of them have serious quality issues that require more restoration than others. Some, the original PAL copies were destroyed, so there have been conversions made from NTSC, which itself has created some problems. But anyway, so the first one, it's actually the case for Beneath the Surface, which was a box set that came out last year. Although this one included the Silurians, the Sea Devils, and Warriors of the Deep. Although what I've done for chronology is only one of the stories that actually came in the boxes in there. And Lexi's trying to check out my Star Trek tapes. Yeah, I'd rather not have her eat them, so come on, Lex. Alright, so she's not quite agreeing with us here, but anyways. Yeah, just... Okay, so sorry for that interruption. Gave Lexi a cookie. She should be okay, at least for the duration of the rest of this video. So these are the 3 that I have in the box. So only one of them actually came in the box. I pretty much just kept the box because I didn't want to get rid of it, but I'm half crazy and prefer them in chronological order. So anyways, the first one that I have in here was actually one of the first 3 releases back on September 11, 2001. Spearhead from Space. This was the only episode of the entire 26-year run of the original series that was actually completely shot on film. Often it'd be a mix between film and videotape, or I should say color film. And then the later ones, starting with Colin Baker's last season, were only shot on videotape. And there's a noticeable difference in the picture between them. Mainly because there was a strike on at the time this was filmed, so at least I think that was the reason, if I remember correctly, and for some technical reason they could only get film camera for it. But anyway, so Spearhead from Space, Jon Pertwee's, or Pertwee, depending on how you want to pronounce it, first story. Generally revived the series. This was the beginning of the 7th season. And oddly enough, I first saw this on December 22nd, 1990 on PBS. At the time where I was living, got WTVS from Detroit. This was in Sudbury, Ontario. Well, holy crap, almost 20 years ago now. And ever since then, for some reason I always associate this with Christmas, because I saw it originally during the Christmas season, so I've oddly thrown this in with the movies that I watch every Christmas. So yeah, it's like my non-Christmas Christmas movie, which I know is strange. And then Doctor Who and the Silurians. The master tapes that were available were only in black and white, although one individual in actually the United States had recorded the colorized version off-air from PBS back in the 1970s. So by melding the 2 of them together, they were The restoration team was able to create a fully colorized version. Quality varies between the episodes because some of them were really bad, although it's still an improvement, a big improvement over the old VHS copy, which was half and half. And then Inferno, generally considered to be one of the best stories of the original series. Kind of an end-of-world type scenario. And if you're looking for an introduction, this is one of the stories that I'd suggest, although most people, especially in North America, will probably go with the Tom Baker story to begin with. So I'm just going to cut this off for a second, put these back in the case. Okay, so that's been put away. So now to the next one, Claws of Axis. So this one was recovered from two sources. Parts 1 and 4 were still in the BBC archive, although parts 2 and 3 were lost until they were located at actually TV Ontario, here in Canada, actually in Toronto. So they used reverse standards conversion on that to transfer it back to PAL. Generally, it's parts 2 and 3. There is a noticeable drop in quality, although it's still watchable. And if they had me able to do that, who knows? We might not have parts 2 and 3. Next one, Sea Devils, another all-time classic, and this was in the box set that I had been showing. Fairly straightforward story. Lexi's hunting my cat, and in case anyone's wondering why Lexi is behaving that way, well, she's only 8 months old, so yeah, we had to cut her some slack. She's just little, and she's cute as hell. So anyway, so Sea Devils, followed by one of the first multi-doctor stories, The Three Doctors. Although generally not considered to be one of the best stories, although it is nice to see the first three, William Hartnell, John Pertwee, and Patrick Troughton, together. And this was actually William Hartnell's last appearance because he passed away shortly after this story was made. Another one of the very early releases, Carnival Monsters. Actually, this was the first John Pertwee put out on DVD back in, the second after Spearhead from Space back in 2003. A little low on the special features, but from this point on, there really aren't that many problems with the source material, so the picture is about as good as it can get, at least for a standard def DVD. And it's not because of the state of the source material, it's obviously not possible to do high definition versions of these. So what you have on DVD right now is the best that you're going to get for picture. Green Death, kind of an early 1970s save the environment story. Yeah, not bad. Not one of my personal favorites, but still watchable. The Time Warrior. This is actually the first appearance of Elizabeth Sladen as Sarah Jane Smith. This was back in 1974, actually. Was it aired in 73? No, first aired in late 73. And obviously that character is still present today in the Sarah Jane Adventures. So, fairly important history, or fairly important piece of Doctor Who history. So, I'm going to cut this update off right there. Tomorrow's update we will do Tom Baker, which will take a while because obviously he was around the longest, 7 years as the Doctor, so he has the most releases. So yeah, we will continue with that, and thank you to everyone who is watching.